welcome to the news with myself, Chelsea Rhodes, and my co-host, Brianna Tantamonico. As many of you may know, the Taj Mahal was constructed by Emperor Shah Jahan in commemoration for his wife. Today, we will be taking a closer look into the history of the Taj Mahal. Here, with a full story behind its creation, is my co-host, Brianna Tantamonico.
Thank you, Chelsea. The fifth Mughal emperor, Shah Jahan, who was born in 1592 AD, he was blue-eyed and also known as Quran. He had intense military success in his young years. He secured the southern border of his empire, and it eventually received him the title King of the World from his father, who was the Emperor of Jahangir. Along with his inheritance, throughout his ruling, he showed tremendous strength in martial arts as a commander of the armies and a love for building. He began building at the age of 16, and his reign is known as the Golden Age of Mughals. He created many monuments, but the Taj Mahal is his greatest and most famous creation. It is the palace and great mosque of Delhi. This all-white marble wonder was created in honor of his third wife, the Mughal Empress, Mumtaz Mahal. She was the Empress of India during the Mughal dynasty. Her name literally means beloved ornament of the palace. She married Shah Jahan on May 10, 1612, and they had a happy and deep, loving marriage. She was beautiful, graceful, compassionate, and her husband gave her the imperial seal, Mur-Uzza, which means she is the perfect wife with no aspirations of political power. Together they traveled around the empire until she died of childbirth in 1629. Jahan was so devastated by his loss that he decided to commemorate her honor by building a 20-story building that took 22 years to complete and 5 million rupees. It later went on to become the icon of India, the Taj Mahal. The architecture of the Taj Mahal consists of many different elements, symbols, and techniques. The techniques were brought by Italian craftsmen, which were employed by the court, so there is heavily noticed European influence on the monument. About 22,000 workers came from all over the world, as well as sculptors, calligraphers, inlayers, stonecutters, and marble carvers. Jahan aspired for the Taj to be a representation of the House of Mumtaz, his late wife's house in paradise. This theme is seen in its decorations, materials, geometrics, and acoustics. He also hoped that by portraying the perfect house in heaven, here on earth, that others can gain insight into the religious, intellectual, mathematical, and poetic ideas. In the Taj Mahal, hierarchical use of red sandstone and white marble contributes to this symbolic significance. The Mughals were elaborating on a concept that traced to its earlier roots in earlier Hindu practices. It meant white stone buildings, and the red stones were for members of the warrior caste. The building structures had such color codings, and the Mughals identified themselves with the two leading classes of the Indian social structure. Red sandstone also had a significance in the Persian origins of the Mughal Empire, where red was the exclusive color of imperial tents. The symbolism is also seen in the Garden of Paradise. It is an earthly garden, an instrument for propaganda for Jahan's chroniclers, and it shows his good governance, person, family, and court. Plant metaphors are also seen, and the labyrinths of all of these elements show how rich and how broad his ideas are. Sound was also an important concept when constructing the Taj Mahal. The interior of the mausoleum has a reverberation time of 28 seconds, allowing the prayer for the soul of Mumtaz to linger in the air. Other main symbols that the Taj Mahal hopes to get across is the throne of God and the symbol of love. The Garden of Paradise is a paradox to the garden in the Bible, and the deep love story is seen throughout the entire Taj Mahal, hopefully making it the symbol of love. Apart from the highly elaborate columns, there are also tombs. The tomb of Babur and the Humayun's tomb. The tomb of Babur is open to the sky and is in the center of a walled garden, while the Humayun tomb has the red sandstone and a central dome. For many Muslims, these tombs are a reflection of paradise here on earth. The favored form of the garden pavilions and mausolea, which means the funerary form of pavilion, means 8 paradises. They were square or rectangular plan buildings with a central dome chamber surrounded by 8 elements. The Taj Mahal represents love and passion, but was created in a time of oppression and slavery. The entirety of India and all of its people suffered due to the high cost of the building, and many Indians today cannot even afford to enter it. The cost of admission is 100 rupees. The Taj Mahal is an Indian icon, but it is also one of the largest tourist sites in the world.
Thank you, Brianna, for that lovely analysis. Now I'll be talking about calligraphy. The great gate of the Taj Mahal reads, O soul, thou art at rest. Return to the Lord at peace with him, and he at peace with you. These great words were written by Abdul Haq in 1609. He was later renamed Amanat Khan by Emperor Shah Jahan himself. And these words mark and set the tone for the calligraphy throughout the Taj Mahal. To inscript the calligraphy in the Taj Mahal, jasper is inlaid in white marble panels. It is inscribed by Amanat Khan himself in illegible Thuluth script. The texts were chosen because they must relate to the themes of judgment and fruitful paradisical rewards for the faithful. Inscriptions over gateways invite the reader or visitor to enter the paradise. Inscriptions change as visitors near the main mausoleum to doom that awaits the unbelievers on the day of judgment. Inscriptions are turned to ones of the rewards of reaching paradise as one reaches the main mausoleum. The exterior of the Taj Mahal is loaded with verses from the Quran, including ones about the sun, the purity of faith, daybreak, morning light, the fig, the solace, Yasin, the folding up, the cleaving asunder, the rending asunder, the evidence, dominion, victory, those sent forth, and the crowds. The remains of Mumtaz Mahal is located in a burial chamber. The 90 names of God are inscribed on both sides of her tomb. Shah Jahan is also located in that chamber. On his tomb are inscribed the words, He traveled from this world to the banquet hall of eternity on the night of the 26th of the month of Rajab in the year 1079 Hijri. The most popular passage resides on the cenotaph, which is an empty tomb or monument which does not contain someone's remains. This cenotaph, however, is in honor of Mumtaz Mahal. On the upper portion of this cenotaph are the words of the Quranic prayer that is recited by angels asking with deep desperation for Allah to allow those who have remained faithful to Him to enter paradise. The angels are asking for God's mercy on His loyal and devoted follower, Mumtaz Mahal. The square of the Taj Gardens is divided into two main walkways and then into 4 quadrants. Each quadrant is divided by more walkways so that the square is divided into 16 subquadrants. Geometrical pattern is a characteristic of the early Mughal architectural decoration. At the center of the garden, where walkways cross, is a raised platform called a chabuchura, which is made of white marble that contained a decorative pool called a hauz, with 5 fountains. The garden starts at the end of the main gateway and ends at the base of the mausoleum. The style originates from Persian Timurid style of gardens and is based on the idea of paradise garden presented by Babur. It reflects the Islamic beliefs of paradise. It consists of rivers, which represent water, milk, honey, and wine. The construction and division of the gardens are influenced by the Islamic texts that describe the paradise as a garden filled with many trees, flowers, and plants. Of the total 174,000 square meters of the area of the Taj Mahal, the gardens make up 90,000 square meters and are based on geometric arrangements of nature. 4 is considered the holiest number in Islam. All arrangements of the Charbagh garden of the Taj Mahal are based on 4 or its multiples. The garden is evenly divided into 4 parts with 2 marble canals which have fountains crossing. Each of the quarters of the garden have 16 flower beds that are divided by stone-paved raised pathways. Each flower bed has 400 plants. The trees of the Taj garden are either cypress, which signify death, or the fruit-bearing type, which signify life. They are too arranged in a symmetrical pattern. The Taj Mahal is at the north end of the garden rather than being at the center. At the center of the garden is a lotus tank, which reflects the building and its waters. Because of the way the Taj Mahal is constructed, one can clearly see the mausoleum from any spot in the garden. Cute face. Oh no, it's going. Oh no.
Babur's empire operating on a concept which traces to its earlier sound. I forgot. The red stone sand.
Plateau. Not a raised plateau. It's a platform.